You have all the opportunity to network, to showcase and attract the investment coming from potential, not just the venture capitalists, but also potential end customer.
And also Infineon may access new market by collaborating with those startups.
I think in this event is very good. We're very happy to join force with Infineon that can access to all the innovators.
I want to thank Infineon AP as well as the co-innovation space for organizing this very important event. Being a global as well as a strategic partner for Infineon, we are actually very honored.
One word to describe Infineon Xbox is awesome, perfect, wonderful.
Many big companies like Infineon is now focusing on new ideas coming out from startup in the industry.
I hope we will expand this event to other regions like in Korea, in India in the future.
Introducing Infineon Sakura Connect, a dedicated product family of turnkey security solutions for battery-powered smart devices. Every product offering is composed of application-relevant components, plus complementary enablement services by Infineon or its ecosystem partners. Sakura Connect provides turnkey NFC capabilities, fast time to market, ultra-low power consumption, design flexibility with optimized PCB footprint, and seamless migration. Let us demonstrate the tokenization process using an MCP evaluation kit. MCP, or Connect Boosted Multi-Chip Package, optimizes power consumption and contactless performance. Each kit comes with an evaluation board, adapter board, prototyping kit, and USB cable. Start by turning on the Sakura Connect tokenization app to scan the device. The app will search for active Sakura Connect evaluation devices using Bluetooth. After a successful scan, connect the BLE device. To set up a payment provider, tap Add Card and proceed to verify and authenticate the action. The previous instance will be deleted once key generation has started. The new applet is done, and a second payment card is ready to be installed. The application can now be read using a contactless or contact-based interface. SIP and MCP evaluation kits work just like normal ID cards, and with room for further software development using our Java IDE tools. Let's move on to the tap-and-go demonstration using Sakura Connect Passive NFC and Connect Boosted. Sakura Connect Passive NFC is a security solution that enables batteryless NFC transactions. Sakura Connect Boosted is a turnkey system-in-package (SIP) for plug-and-play use cases. First, we test out the Connect Passive NFC on a classic POS reader. We enter payment amount, and it works. Next, let's carry out the same test with Connect Boosted. Yes, it works just as well with an external antenna.
Many things each of us can contribute. The culture is very, very important. All of us must do our part to save the earth and to save our future generation.
Tomorrow's car is an ultra-efficient, all-electric, self-driving engineering masterpiece. We already have the technology. Question is, do we have the drivers? Even the greatest automotive breakthroughs will come to nothing if drivers do not trust in them. And to win trust, tomorrow's cars must be dependable. The race to win trust starts with dependable electronics. Dependability is hardwired into Infineon's DNA. Reflecting our zero-defect quality mindset, our automotive components are designed for the highest levels of robustness and reliability. We add an additional layer of excellence through our holistic approach to functional safety, plus our exceptionally deep and broad cybersecurity expertise. And we combined all this with our innovative system and operational capabilities to win the trust of tomorrow's drivers. Through dependable electronics that make self-driving cars safe, secure, and highly available. Think automotive dependability. Think Infineon.
Oh wow, look at you go! Look at you go!
Inspire startups globally. Forge new decarbonization and digitalization solutions. At Infineon, we do it all.
Because of their cybersecurity expertise and passion for innovation and sustainability.
By tapping on Infineon's huge think tank and APAC connectivity, we scale tremendously.
Co-innovation
Space.
Since 2018, Co-Innovation Space has been the key launching pad for 13 startups, and we will continue to connect with new startups and partners in the region and beyond. Engage with Infineon on a more connected level. Access greater global support, backed by better technologies, expert guidance, and end-to-end support. Be at the right place, at the right time. Be part of Infineon's Global Startup Co-Innovation Program.
So our product is a state-of-the-art location tracker with smart AI algorithm built in. And having smart algorithm built in, means that we need a lot of sensors in our devices. So naturally there is natural synergy between what Infineon provides and what we need. We are always constantly looking to improve our product to make it even more future-proof. So this means that we are looking to build in more advanced sensing components, and then the scope of collaboration with Infineon would be we are integrating the Infineon's next generation of smart AI chips, advanced sensors into our product, and also we are moving away from the physical SIM card to an embedded SIM solution in our next product.
Someone chosen to collaborate with Infineon is because they are best of the best. They have a wide range of product that might be useful for us to develop an amazing product here. We started off with microphones, which I believe I read that Infineon's microphone was widely used by mobile phones. As someone is focusing on sound recognition technology, we are very particular about the audio quality here. So I believe that the microphone from Infineon will really make a difference for us. First of all, I think every startups need to be daring, approach Infineon as much as possible. If you have questions, ask them. If you don't know anything, please ask them as well.
Infineon has the right expertise to help us improve our product architecture by adopting automotive-grade components and design for manufacturing methodology. At the end of the product development cycle, Infineon can also help us refine our go-to-market strategy to reach out to potential automotive customers more effectively. There is a huge difference between prototyping, which startups are generally good at, and actual industrial product development. Don't hesitate, please jump at the opportunity to work with Infineon. Apart from bringing your product to the next level, you will enjoy working with many friendly and brilliant people at Infineon.
We live in revolutionary times. New global megatrends are shaping change, now more than ever. In a world on the cusp of technological disruption, it takes two to map the way forward. Together, Infineon Co-Innovation Space and Hyundai Cradle will accelerate innovation at every turn for startups in the fields of future mobility, artificial intelligence, smart cities, and smart manufacturing. By standing shoulder to shoulder in the age of digital disruption, we can grow from strength to strength. Striving for synergy will bring us to the forefront of technological innovation, pioneering new solutions for the world's greatest challenges in the next decade. Our concerted effort to join market forces, perspectives, intelligence, and expertise promises greater innovation and prominence in the global marketplace. Infineon will bring to the fore its co-innovation space as center of operations for joint startup mentorship, technical intelligence development, and networking resource system. Success is not in being all things to all people, but lies in strong collaborations. Together, we pave the way for innovation at scale, a formidable force for growth success.
What if we do not stop global warming and we do not reduce our CO2 reduction? What if we start to do something about them now? And we are doing everything we can with our green solutions to enable decarbonization, We have harnessed our most powerful natural sources for renewable energy, and as the world's leading semiconductor provider, we ensure that they generate more efficiently as part of our climate strategy to reduce CO2 emissions. We are leaders in industrial and infrastructure segments. We are making lives better. We make urban planning both smart and sustainable while creating intelligent ways to reduce energy consumption. We are constantly contributing to CO2 reduction. We are serving multiple markets, and we believe semiconductor technology is vital for the decarbonization effort. We do all these simply to make your home and our world greener.
Over 1 billion people around the world suffer from sleeping disorders, but 90% of these sleeping disorders go undiagnosed. Here at BitSensing, we partnered up with Infineon to tackle this problem. Over here, we have a 60 gigahertz radar sensor using Infineon's radar chip, and what we're able to do is, once installed over the bed, use remote radar detection to detect things like sleeping patterns, breathing rates, detect apneas, falls, and soon within the next couple of years, we're going to detect illnesses such as Parkinson's, dementia, and Alzheimer's. Partnering up with a tier 1 company like Infineon gave us access to a broader network of companies, so we're thankful and grateful for the partnership. And if anyone else is interested, please check us out at bitsensing.com and let's reimagine radar together.
New technologies power our lives, but cause tons of e-waste to end up in landfills. What can we do to minimize electronic waste?
It's time to embrace sustainability along the value chain. Regulations are in place to accelerate the global transition to a circular economy.
But by providing repair information and parts, we risk IP infringement and counterfeits. Using replaceable batteries and parts is a step towards reducing e-waste. But there are fakes in the market that could pose safety risks to end users, especially if they are used with devices that support fast, high-power charging. How do we support today's green initiatives and protect the future of our business?
Infineon's turnkey hardware-based security solution establishes product authenticity across the supply chain and offers full system integration support for an extensive range of applications.
We can now make our products repairable to extend their lifespan and reduce e-waste streams.
For more information on Infineon's Optig Authenticate family, visit our website.
Welcome to our contactless-enabled small package accessory demo. We are faced with the continuing expansion of contactless infrastructure, the increasing adoption of dual interface payment cards with contactless functionality, and the growing availability of tokenization and card digitization services from MasterCard and Visa. These factors are paving the way for almost anything to be turned into a contactless payment device. Contactless payment accessories, such as key rings, wristbands, watch straps, and rings, give customers a convenient, fast, and secure way to pay. Infineon has developed the Smart Payment Accessory, or SPA, product series. It is a turnkey solution to give customers easy and fast access to the smart payment accessory business. It offers a standard delivery form based on ultra-thin and robust 35mm film tape. This is SPA 1.1, a small and thin flexible module, 27.2 by 17.5 millimeters, easily integrated into payment devices. Based on Direct Connect flip chip technology, it eliminates broken solder wire issues and enhances robustness. SPA 1.1 module's antenna size is significantly smaller than standard ID1 cards. It is fully compliant with contactless payment requirements for new accessory form factors without requiring additional components. Our SPA 2.1 samples are ready for customer evaluation. It is half the size of the current SPA 1.1 solution and fully compatible with SIM-size form factors for easy shuttle card production and to enable new accessory designs. Just like its earlier model, SPA 2.1 is based on Direct Connect flip chip technology. It eliminates broken solder wire issues and enhances robustness. It also comes with a built-in optimized antenna ready for quick deployment. Based on the next-generation solution from Infineon, this hardware security chip enhances overall performance for secure transactions. SPA comes in reel form. It is easy and convenient to punch out into a single, ready-to-use module. Proper singulation of the model can be easily done with proper punch tools from mass production. Now let's use SPA 2.1 to demonstrate how ready and convenient the SPA solution from Infineon really is. As always, before EMV schemes like Visa or MasterCard can be used, a quick personalization must be done. Here's a quick tap-and-go payment demo. Existing production equipment where SIM form factor size contactless solution is pressed out can be reused to make shuttle cards. SPA is also designed for easy integration with contactless payment, transport, access control, and loyalty scheme accessories such as wristbands, key fobs, and laminated plastic inlays.
Great news, team! We've been awarded a project on 48-volt application. Choosing the right MOSFET for this project can help us deliver top results and stay competitive.
Easy. We can do a quick check via the MOSFET database. A 48 voltage system typically requires MOSFETs rated for an operating range up to 80 volts or its maximum limit of 100 volts. We should select a MOSFET with a higher current rating than the top of the peak current required for application, by also taking into account safety margins for good reliability.
Wait a minute, but manufacturers have different ways of defining current rating parameters in data sheets. In fact, there's no industry standard.
You're right, the current rating parameters can be misleading. Some manufacturers define the current rating value as the maximum current capability of the silicone, with the assumption that the device is mounted under ideal heat sink conditions.
There are package limitations for the device as well. Let me show you. This is a D2PAK semiconductor package with a chip that can carry up to 425 amps at room temperature. But due to wire bonding limitations, the maximum current rating is limited to 180 ampere direct current. The temperature conditions to define maximum current carrying capability of bonding wires also vary across manufacturers and can lead to overstated capability even for the same device.
That's a good point. The big question is, which packaging technology do we adopt? Most application requirements are driving MOSFETs into the sub-ohmic region of operations. Perhaps the most important breakthrough is the innovation of the leadless package. But how do leaded and leadless package interconnects compare?
Here's how. A leaded package typically relies on conventional wire bonding, while the leadless package utilizes copper clip bonding technology. A solid copper bridge is attached to the top of the chip and replaces multiple bonded wires. Let's take a closer look at the SS08 package by Infineon, which comes with copper clip technology. Take this example. This silicone chip carries up to 290 amps, estimated using drain source on resistance, and the thermal impedance between junction to case. The copper clip has a larger contact area than wire bonding, and this offers higher current carrying capability and performance. The device can achieve more than 2 times current carrying capability with the copper clip, compared to the D2PAK package. But there's another physical limitation to consider: the electromigration current density limits.
That's true. This is a growing reliability issue, especially in applications where unidirectional high current flow is used, such as battery switch.
Electromigration occurs when the momentum of moving electrons is transferred to a nearby atom. It causes poor joints and voids in the soldering, which undermine the ability to dissipate heat and decrease the reliability of the device. To prevent damage from electromigration effects, it is essential to limit the current density.
That's why the SS08 package makes use of fused lead systems.
It allows for almost twice the soldering area compared to other manufacturers. Here's everything at a glance. Selecting the right MOSFET can help you build a more robust and reliable system, which in turn makes the overall system more cost competitive. That's why we choose Infineon. It defines the current rating of MOSFETs with all of these considerations in mind.
Your smartphone connects you to your loved ones via video chats, text messaging, or even your most cherished pictures. It has bridged the social distance gap, allowing you to connect deeply even while far apart. And when it isn't available to you when you most need it, those heartwarming moments can quickly turn to heartbreak. Suddenly you're missing out holidays, celebrations, and everyday moments. That's all about to change. The modern world is quickly becoming a wireless reality. Wireless charging is the transfer of power from an outlet to your device even without a connecting cable. Today, fast-charging wireless technology is becoming increasingly available in the market. But not all wireless chargers are created equal. Inaccurate power supply or use of unauthorized products can be harmful to you and your device. Qi certification proves that a product has undergone interoperability compliance testing. The Qi Extended Power Profile for faster charging also mandates the implementation of additional safety features, such as the use of a certified hardware for authentication. Infineon's Optiga Trust Charge is a turnkey solution providing secure device authentication according to the Qi 1.3 wireless charging standard. Each extended power profile transmitter comes with a unique birth certificate, defining a chain of trust, allowing users to identify the manufacturers and certification authority. This enables the transmitter to be correctly authenticated by the receiver before a fast charge is allowed. This sophisticated technology enhances security capabilities and supports brand protection, charge safety, short-circuit protection, and top-speed charging. The wireless charging world is set to evolve, and Infineon's Optiga Trust Charge is designed to meet the challenges of this new reality.
In today's world, cybersecurity has become a priority in all aspects of life. What's behind this ongoing push for more secure devices and systems? Optiga TPM takes security to a higher level than only software protection. It generates, protects, and stores security-critical data. as well as resists logical and physical attacks. Take a closer look at TPM protected device attestation. Gateway is the first line of defense against external security threats. Cyber threats have evolved to become more sophisticated. Traditional cybersecurity measures often fail to detect threats. The remote attestation service verifies the health of the gateway. When the gateway starts up, the firmware and software are measured, and these measurements are then sent to Optiga TPM. After Gateway has booted, Optiga TPM then conveys the health report for verification by a trusted party. If malware is detected, actions can be taken to remove it, block access to sensitive data, or notify the user. Optiga TPM provides reliable protection against malware by detecting any changes made in the gateway. Optiga TPM offers features essential to the overall management of your security environment. Here's why Infineon Optiga TPM is the right security product for you. For more information, visit www.infineon.com/TPM.
Data center will always consume higher and higher power. So our role is how to design higher power density power supply to serve this industry, and this trend will never be stopped. Wide bandgap device will allow us, for example, enable us to use some special topology like totem pole PFC, which will help us to eliminate some heat sink. And we also can use it in resonant converter, which can allow us to increase the switching frequency from 100 kHz to 300 or even 500 kHz. So that can reduce the size of transformer. So overall, definitely wide bandgap device is the essential device that can help us to go to higher power density. First problem that we found is each supplier has different packaging. So it's very difficult for us to use in the real commercial product because that means we have only single source. And then the second problem that we found is we would like the supplier to integrate the driver and wide bandgap device together, and that will help us a lot in the real implementation. It saves some space, it enhances performance. One of the missing gap that I can figure out now is about the packaging. For example, a few years ago, I was asking about the top cooling package because the standard package has some issues. It requires a lot of wear under pads, and that can degrade the high frequency performance of PCB layout. But currently, I see many suppliers has planned to come out that kind of packaging, so that could be a good trend.
We offer products and solutions based on distributed on-site primary power and microgrids using solid oxide fuel cell technology. We also offer electrolyzer using high-efficient solid oxide electrolyzer cell technology. Wide bandgap devices offers overall system-level efficiency improvement, higher power density, and operation at higher DC bus voltages. Some of the challenges we face are relatively newer technology. Failure modes are not completely ironed out, still to achieve benchmark industry standards, and complex gate drive requirements. Some of the industry asks us standardize the gate drive requirements, reduce the random failure rates, and also meet the supply-demand stability.
So we work on projects on power converters with a wide range of power, starting from 15 kilowatt all the way up to few megawatts, 1 megawatt and 2 megawatt. In terms of the nature of outputs, we work on converters that give AC outputs, we work on converters that give DC outputs as well as pulse outputs. AC outputs typically we use for substation kind of converters, where it's a AC to AC conversion, it's like a medium voltage to low voltage conversion, or a low voltage to medium voltage conversion. For the pulse applications is a very unique application where the customer would want a certain rise time, a pulse with certain fall time, and pulse of certain defined widths and frequency. It's a very specialized application, could be for a mobile application and a few kilowatts, like 50 kilowatts or so. For DC applications, here we are talking about EV charger application mainly, where the user would want a constant DC to be regulated. Most of our projects, in fact all the projects that we do over the last few years, we have been using wide bandgap devices. Wide bandgap sort of gives us a great advantage in terms of its characteristics like thermal. It has got better switching frequency, it can go for a higher switching frequency, and therefore we could also pack in a more power density that sort of gives us a more impetus on efficiency that we want to achieve as a target. So typically in terms of, if you look at the EV design space, EV charger design space, it is very important, and for many countries important, especially for Singapore, where we want to reduce the space and volume quite a bit to pack power in a higher, in a smaller place, for example. So this exactly sort of suits the wide bandgap devices for an application that demands where the volume needs to be reduced significantly. In the earlier days, there were different challenges, and the challenges now are quite different. In the earlier days of adoption, the gate driver design was difficult, for example. The layouts were much more complex because the teams were transitioning from IGBT based layouts to silicon carbide based layouts. Silicon carbide sort of inherently has got a faster switching times, so that enables you on one hand to decrease the volume, have a better power density, but on the other hand the designer has to take care of the fast rise times. For example, you're talking in terms of nanoseconds of rise time. Whereas it was microsecond rise time in IGBT, now the designer talks about nanoseconds of rise time. And therefore the layout becomes a very critical aspect of things. And combine that with a medium voltage nanosecond rise time, we are dealing with a very complex phenomena of electromagnetic interference, and therefore the EMC compliance must be thought through from the basic design stages. The PCB layout becomes critical, the magnetic losses must be taken into account, the thermal design becomes that much more different. I will not say complicated, it's much more easier compared to IGBT, but the designer has to have a idea of how to use that in a better manner. So with all these things have evolved over the last few years, and now the designers are much more comfortable. So I will not categorize that as a supplier challenge, but is more of a designer challenge. But it also could be taken care from a supplier perspective. You could optimize the devices in such a way that this could be handled in a more easier way, or enable more short circuit time. For example, the packaging could be could enable or ensure that this could be on par with the silicon IGBT that was there till few years back. Other part is the gate drive voltage that is being used. For example, one device manufacturer uses about 15 volts plus 15 minus 5, somebody uses plus 20 minus 2. So there's a wide range. Of course they use it for their own device characteristics, but it could be standardized to some extent to allow the designer some sort of freedom to design the layouts to a certain close approximate levels, so that he could use both of these manufacturers at the same time to enable faster movement of silicon carbide in the market.